going to discuss about the topic of my report, bears. I will be telling you about what I have researched about those local bears. Let's go to the next slide. Here, those bears cannot do anything with their own disciplines and attitudes. When it comes to real world and prevents rabies when you got bit by bear. In a suicide bears are really smart and sometimes become sensitive when it comes to bad breath and teeth. Grizzly bears is really tongueless one with rabbit and angry unnecessary noises accurate. Check the pie chart. Panda. He allergic to nuts such a peanut butter, ordinary nuts from the nut stock, and also nutty di coco, as well as nagera, a Filipino snack. And last is the polar bear. He eat any processed meat and healthy food. As we all do, he want to stay cool. Instead of staying in Antarctica, these bears sleep in the fridge. And that's it for my report for the college class, and I hope it will be solved this time. Feel free to ask Mickey for some question of my report, and he will answer it. Thank you.
Thank you, Chloe. So if you have any questions based from the report from Chloe, you can ask from me. Since it's just research it again about those bears, and we hope that those three bears will not ruin her report again. But if that will be the case, it will be her revenge to seize those bears around. Okay, so any of you who wanted to ask questions, just please raise your hand. Okay, go for it. About those bears working, since they have what do you call this, a sensitive on the personal hygiene, and I'm not really sure if that would cure rabies when you have a bear attack. So, do we need to be conscious about it, as those bears might get sensitive in the future? Yes, even though I haven't watched any documentary stuff about those bears, even the Animal Planet or National Geographic about it. So, as far as I know, since we have an internet, we are all in the millennial generation. So, as of this day, those bears are really safe, but you need to be careful and stay away from the bear attack. Once you touch them, even though you bit them shortly, the more you did, the more he will chase you, and then you need to follow those tips. Just pack your bag off, play dead, and just stay away from that bear. The more he bites you or killed you, some of the victims might consider died. Oh, so what about the hygiene? That will be depending. Just look at his bad breath thing. Although Chloe discovers about the bears, even though they sneak around, and even though she's sneaking around about those bears, she went to the cave secretly, just opening the window, and I don't know. So those bears just called her a stranger one day, but then Chloe would be friends by them. So I would just like to say that you have to be careful with those bears. It may harm you sometime in the near future. So please stay away from that mammals. Even though you go to the zoo, you have to take care of those wild animals. But if you do harm them, the more you will get killed by those days. Remember, just like the zoo, what happened in the Manila Zoo, just like what happened in the Manila Zoo last time, there was a lion that was just happened by the typhoon Ompong, and some say that the Manila Zoo might close down if they don't care of much animals anymore. But it is the best thing to take care of them. It's for those kids, and as the generation goes on, what would happen if those animals or any historical stuff won't be here anymore? But at least there's a museum, like an art museum. So thank you for your question. Next, who wants to volunteer? I need two more. Oh, there it is. I would just like to say, who are you? It's Mickey7215 or Stargum Fan 65 from YouTube. Um, I would just like to say, but before you can ask me some questions, I would just like to say I'm going to promote that there's going to be another Cartoon Network event, but this time it's going to be a nationwide tour after the House of Us. Now it's going to be in all Ayala malls nationwide, which is the Animate Your Life Halloween. So if there's no post about how to join, the event might be possible free. So as I saw it from the page, the how to join is actually cost like 500 pesos worth of gift certificate. But be sure it's safe to put it in the envelope, then give it to the core gauge. Just ask the counter area or something, and if the certificate is valid, then you will receive two tickets. One is for the child and one is for the adult. So if it's actually going to be one day only that have meet and greet only in the certain days, if it's actually going to be one day or one certain day that has a meet and greet only, so possibly the event will be free. All right, you may continue. Let's talk about Panda. Why he is allergic to peanuts? That's true. Although those real life bears have no allergic at all, but in this show you have to be careful. We need to be careful about those bears in this generation. If I see peanut butter that is near to Panda, I would just slap the food out of there and stay away from that peanut butter to Panda. And it's actually he really sounds like a Nutella. If he eats a Nutella that has a peanut inside, then you're dead. Oh, it's not actually that dead. It's actually major injury or something. Oh, yeah, that's right. Um, that is really the right answer. Um, so the thing is that if he is actually going to get serious injured by eating those peanuts, um, one day that he will be cured by helping Lucy. All right, all right. Last question. Anyone? Oh, there it is. Hello. I would just like to say, Panda is allergic to peanuts, right? So I have a question. Um, if Ice Bear lives in a real world, instead of Antarctica, he lives in the real world or any dimension of this planet, as he became one of the civilians around this town. So, although we're not alone since those animals went here, so do we have to keep Ice Bear stay in a cold place after an outside session? Um, so according to a research, as I search it, those bears have to stay in Antarctica for a cold place, and but whenever they go into a different dimension, they really have to stay in the cold place, just like this. Sleeping in a refrigerator, that's one example, and made or even sleep in a room with the coolest temperature of the air conditioner. So you might be right. It's really, you might be right. The polar bear should be staying in the cooling area, so he doesn't want to be dead as usual. All right, thank you very much for the question.